Good morning, everybody. It's a pleasure to see you all here today. My name is Trudi Schifter. I'm the founder and CEO of TallyFox Social Technologies from Zurich, Switzerland. This is the last presentation in the early Game Changers. I'd like to start with thanking Jan and Marco very much for including us in this session. And I'm very delighted to share with you what TallyFox has been doing and how each of you individually might be interested in getting involved. TallyFox has a very bold vision. Our vision is to provide an open collaboration solution to the world's most critical sectors so that we together can build a better future. We've been actually started 3.5 years ago, and we're starting to move the dial. So I'm really excited to share with you an example of what this means. So let's take, for example, the world water crisis. I'm not sure if all of you are familiar, but we have a very serious crisis in fresh water. Over 1 billion people do not have access to safe drinking water. This means 3.5 million people actually die every year from drinking water with waterborne diseases. Most of these are kids. 50% of the world doesn't have access to toilets or basic sanitation. This is a humanitarian crisis. Looking at it from a commercial perspective, the global water sector is over a $600 billion sector. Yet can you imagine, with the technology and what we have at this conference and everything else, that there was no space for the influencers, the thought leaders, the professionals of this sector to get together, to share best practices, to build sector intelligence, and actually to work together. So we've built a platform for open collaboration, and 1 year ago we launched the waternetwork.org. I'm very delighted to share with you today, this is how we're starting to move the dial. Today, the waternetwork.org is the largest network for global water professionals. It's a knowledge network. We have over 2,000 companies represented from 120 countries. It's not with us alone. We've done this with a huge partnership that includes all of the stakeholders, including IBM Big Green Solutions, Syngenta, the chairman of British Water, a great group of advisors, lots of nonprofit organizations. And like Wikipedia, we have an army of very smart technology volunteers from some of the leading universities in the world. This includes Berkeley and Columbia, MIT, the ETH, and Twente University in the Netherlands. And inside the Water Network, more importantly, to actually do work, we have over 30 client communities where people are actually doing work securely. So as a business, what does TallyFox do? We build knowledge networks one sector at a time. We started with water. And we license the platform that powers them. This is a private secure cloud hosted in Switzerland, and we can license the entire platform or the components that encompasses, which is on one side called EventFox, which is an online community for events and conferences like this one with a fully integrated solution. And for clients who need to actually work and to provide integrated communications, content, and collaboration, we provide something called a cluster-branded workspace that can be set up in 60 seconds, available to anyone. So EventFox and clusters can either live inside the water network, for example, or available to any one of you for your business work, for what you need to do. So what is our business model? We provide for nonprofits and educational institutions in the water industry, EventFox and clusters for free. This is how we've been able also to build such a great following in the water network globally. We do provide a fully integrated registration and billing solution for EventFox, where we take 6% of the registration fees for events. This is over an $18 billion market worldwide, and we've already signed up over 22 of the largest water events for this product. For the cluster-branded workspace, the business model is a per user per month, and it's anywhere from £3 to £8 per user per month. So how do we do this as a small 3.5-year-old startup company out of Zurich? We are leveraging the power of open source. What we do is integrate the best-of-class open source applications into the platform and the workspace. This is leveraging over 25,000 open source developers around the world. And we do this managed with Swiss quality and security out of Zurich. Our development team is in Serbia, just north of Belgrade, in Novi Sad. And we have a network development team in Pune, India. So what do I mean by a knowledge network, and how is this different from, a social network? Basically, for you to activate your profile on any platform that's powered by TallyFox, we ask you to do two things that are different other than first name, last name, and email. The first is your industry expertise, which is fundamental. And we've worked with industry experts in taxonomy development to identify in 25 different sectors, very simply, but in a dynamic way, your level of expertise inside your industry and where you're located. So a knowledge network for us is all about identifying very simply, easily, and automatically who has what expertise, in which sector, where are they located, and where is the content that goes along with them, and putting that together in a dashboard that's relevant to you. So the cluster branded workspace essentially, as I said, brings together the best of class open source applications for communications, unified communications, content sharing, and collaboration that are listed here. You can set it up in literally 60 seconds. It's an online hosted solution. And in terms of a comparative cost base, our clients are saving between 2 and 50 times the cost of any individual applications. And we're able to do this because of the open core solution. So I said at the beginning, I'll tell you a little bit about our broad vision. We're starting to actually move the dial, which is really exciting for me every day. How can you get involved? Well, if you're not in the water sector, that's okay. Anyone can actually set up your own cluster workspace, or I'd be happy to talk to you about that. If you have a team, a community, a project, or your business. I don't see Marco in the room, but if you're an event manager, I do offer EventFox to NOAH for free for next year, and hope that we could provide an even better experience for all of you in setting up meetings and finding people with expertise. And if you just like what we're doing, please just tweet something nice about the Water Network or TallyFox, or if you're an angel investor, we are just closing a round. We're fully angel funded at this point in time, and we do have some flexibility for the next round closing in March. Thank you very much. And since our MC is not here, and I have a few minutes, does anyone have any questions? Nobody's. Come on, someone has to have a question. Otherwise, it's a break.
How big a business will this be?
This must be a venture capitalist asking this question. How big of a business will this be, was the question. We have two businesses. Let me answer it in that way. One is the software business, and one is the network business. There's no limit to the number of sectors that we can do, so I'll just take the example of water, okay? If you look at the valuation, multiples is one thing, and you look at the revenue is another. The continuum of valuation, if you look from Facebook to LinkedIn to what Facebook just paid for Yammer, for example, goes from $80 to $120 to $300 per member. So when you look at moving into the professional area of work and professional networks, the value per member is obviously increasing. The water network, when we meet our goal of having several 100,000 members by the end of next year, should therefore have a valuation of 30 to 50 million. In terms of our revenue model for that network, there are between 9 and 15 million knowledge workers in the water space globally. And our model is very similar to others. It's reselling content in the space and a professional membership fee. So in terms of the water network itself, if we have just 2% of the world's global knowledge workers, that's a $50 million revenue business. If we get 10% or more, it can be very, very high, of course. The EventFox business is an $18 billion business. We don't run the event, we don't take the risk, we take in all of the money because we're the payment platform behind that, and what we do is take a fee up front. So just the revenue model for the event business for that product is, you know, in a $50 million potential business also in a few years. Clusters is the general collaboration space. So if you look at just the SaaS market for the size of what's available, that's also about an $18 billion marketplace. But it's difficult to reach, so we're doing this based on a vertical market sector focus.